Hey, so today we're going to get started on working on the S13. There's going to be many videos to come, and I hope you're along for every single one of them. And the plan changed a little bit from what I told you on the last video, but we'll get into everything.
And now, you're watching the beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, turkey of YouTube. Welcome to BodeVision.
Hey, so what is up and welcome. Thank you so much for joining me on another video. Like I said, I hope you're here to join me on all the videos from here on out. Thank you so much for watching. So the rundown is, now that I have the car, my plan is to paint everything in the car and outside of the car that is not going to be replaced in the near future. And what I'm talking about is the hood is going to be replaced, both bumpers is going to be replaced, and the trunk, deck lid, hatch is also going to be replaced. So I'm not going to be touching those. What I'm going to be touching and what I'm going to be painting is the full interior, the rear quarters, the doors, and the roof. That's all I'm going to be painting now. That way he doesn't have to load the car back into a trailer and bring me the car a second time. And when he gets all his new parts, he can just bring that to me separate, and I'll just do the same exact mixture, same exact spray, same number of coats, and it's going to all look just fine all in the end. But it makes the most sense for me to deal with the car while I have the car, so again, so he doesn't have to throw it back on the trailer. Now what I'm going to get started and get into today is some of the body work. There's a couple things that he wants me to shave. The rear wiper right here, that was just glued on there, wasn't glued on there very well. And also this hole right here, right there, and we can also see it right here, right there. You can see the tires through there. He wants me to shave that because he's having a hard time finding a, man, that was loud. He's having a hard time finding a plug, and we don't want any dirt or any debris to get inside the car, especially when it gets painted. So that's what I'm going to get started on. Welding holes, body work. We're just kind of getting warmed up for this car until it gets real hot. So what we have here, this is just 18 gauge sheet metal. It was a little rusty kind of sitting around, so I sanded it right up. Want to make sure there's no rust on it, because when I prime it and paint it, we don't want any issues. So this hole right here is what we're going for. This is my plate. And just like that. We'll sit it in there just like that. And again, this is just kind of a quick fix. I'm not going to do anything crazy and shave the whole thing. I'm just going to plug it on the inside. By the time I paint it, it'll look real good. So now I got to prep this metal. Got to make sure I disconnect the battery before I start welding on the chassis. And then I'll weld the inside just a little bit to make it look kind of nice, kind of OEM. Forgot to turn on my gas. So that'll serve its purpose. Throw some quick undercoating on it, and then that's all done. And now what I want to move on to is the antenna hole. So I'm going to do the same thing that I did back when I was working on the Honda Accord, the CB7 project. Just put a piece of metal underneath it, weld it around the top, grind it down, body filler, skim it, block it, and that is just perfect. You'll never even know it was there. Now that I want to do the antenna hole, what I did is I just took this little sheet metal and I used my stud welder to weld a little stud behind it, so that way I'll have somewhere to hold, because when I'm underneath, boom, and I'll hold it and I'll weld it right at the top, and that'll be just perfect. So this, I gotta grind it down to expose it to bare metal, and then I'll take this, just like that. So then I'll weld around the edge, and then I'll grind that down to make it look nice and smooth. Then a little bit of body filler, and we are well on our way. Now that process takes a little while. It's kind of welding, grinding, welding, grinding, welding, grinding until it's at least structurally solid. It's not gonna look super pretty, but that's why we use a little bit of filler. And also right here, it's actually dented pretty bad as well. So what I'm gonna use is I'm gonna use my lightweight body filler, spread some on there. But before I wanna do that, I also wanted to point out that if you noticed when I was welding, I had this cardboard over here, and when I was grinding, I made sure all my sparks were going that way. You want to make sure that you're not getting any kind of sparks on the window, because it's going to mess up the window if you get any sparks all over it. It's going to leave all kind of divots, and you definitely want to avoid that. So now I'm going to scuff my surface with a 220 grit sandpaper, and my body filler, you can put that right over metal or primer or base coat, as long as that surface is properly scuffed and very clean. Some of the old school Bondos, you couldn't put them over metal, but the newer stuff, the lightweight commercial grade body filler is just fine to put over any of that. Now as I'm waiting for that to dry, I want to kind of work on starting getting some of the other stuff going. That's the way that I could be most efficient when I'm doing projects, is there's so many things to do. So I'll come back to this in just a moment. I want to get the seat out, and I already kind of got the wires out over here, as you can see. All I did was lift up the wires, throw them on the hood, and that is just fine. Now I want to get the seat out and the doors pulled off. That way by the time I'm doing the interior, it's going to be nice and easy. I'm not going to have to worry about the doors being in my way whatsoever. Now as I'm working on this, I gotta keep working, can't talk too much because I gotta get this done. I got another project coming in real soon. You'll see that when it gets here. So I wanted to remind you guys that this weekend, this Saturday, actually I believe the date is November 10th, I'll be over at Ormond Beach at Destination Daytona. I'm gonna be at Simply Clean. I'm not gonna have any booth or any cars in the show or anything. I think we might be rolling out with my brother Josh Kopp with the swap. He's gonna have his Civic Type R inspired coupe out there. But again, I don't think it's gonna be in the show because this is just kind of last minute. So if you guys do see me out there, make sure you say what's up. I'll have some stickers. If you want some stickers, just come say what's up to me and tell me you want a sticker. I'll give you a sticker. I'm not trying to sell them or anything. If you want to support me and rep the brand and rep the channel, I really appreciate that. So leave in the comment section below. Let me know if you're going to Simply Clean, or if you want more info, I'll hook you up with that as well. So now this back area is nice and dry, and since the last clip I've sanded that down, spread more, sanded that down, and now this is my third time spreading. Now it's important for me to point out that you're not always going to get all the dents on the first spread, because sometimes you got dents over there, and a dent in one spot makes a high spot in the other. So you just got to do your spread, work it down, and remember the blocks are not going to lie. I used this block over here, just right up on this edge. The reason why I spread for this third time is because I was not liking how this transition felt. So I'm gonna go ahead and block that down, and then hopefully this is the last time, and then we can move on to the other dents.
From deep in my soul,
boom! You know why I'm so hyped right now? I don't know why. That spot is done. I got plenty more spots to do around the car, and I'm going to show you everything along the way. So I think that's going to be all for this video. Today, day one, I'm really happy with the progress. We got all that stuff addressed, and I mean, we're only going to be moving forward from here. This is kind of the grunt work before I can lay down that base coat. We're just going to be doing the same color on the car, nothing too crazy, but overall it's going to be super clean, and I could not be more excited to get my hands on this car and to start working on it. And every single video that comes out, we're going to be closer and closer to getting done with this thing. Now, I know I haven't uploaded in a little while, and that's because I've been doing just some personal stuff, you know, boring, not too interesting. And also I've been working on the Ranchero. I've been filming along the way too. We finally got it started. That'll be coming up in another video. Spoiler alert, that's on the way. But for the Ranchero, this is kind of just wiring and stuff like that. So I want to film a whole bunch of days and then put that into one video. It's not too much getting done in one day that's too interesting, so I want to kind of compile that for a better upload, and that'll be on the way soon. And also, like I mentioned a minute ago, I got another project coming in, so we got projects galore to look forward to. So man, this daylight savings is killing me. It's 5 o'clock and it's already getting dark, but it's kind of look like this all day. So ultimately, for being the first day with the car, I think we're in a really good position. So thank you guys so much for watching. Like this video, comment, subscribe, do all the stuff. You know what it is, YouTube. I'll see you in about 2 days. Sorry, it's been a little while. I'm out.
From deep